Hello, good people, and then I accidentally clicked forward, so it's on the new dialogue, but I showed Johnny the balloon dress, and he is flabbergasted.
Yeah, like I said to you just a second ago, who makes this and, like, expects anyone to unironically actually wear it in public?
Honestly?
I saw the video of it, like, deflating and whatnot, becoming the dress. Mm-hmm. She looks like she's wearing, like, garbage bags.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know how else to put it. Who looks at that and thinks that this is, like...
Honestly, I think...
acceptable, but also attractive to wear?
I think at this point, these clothings that people are designing for runways aren't actually meant to be worn outside the runways. I think they're designed specifically just for these fashion shows, and nothing else.
What's the point of making them? Because I thought the whole point of a fashion show was to show off, hey, here's this new clothing thing I found, I want you guys to wear it.
I think maybe at one point it was supposed to be that, but ever since then it just became like a rich person, like...
what, hobby?
Yeah, basically.
To just design the most bizarre thing you could think of and be like, yeah, I would wear that.
Probably.
I
don't know, man. But anyway, I bet Mr. Armstrong collected all these personally. It's really tight behind the cash register counter. Can Mr. Armstrong even get in there? And if he got in, could he get out again?
Jeez, Phoenix?
Yeah, you're being a bit rude there. Fat shaming is never okay, okay?
All bodies are beautiful, like, damn.
I didn't mean to put that. Okay. It looks pretty cold out there on the streets. Peaceful, though. It's nice that people can take it easy after the holiday rush.
Okay.
Mr. Armstrong must be a pretty big neat freak. He already has his table set and ready to go. Now, if only the food in this place was edible.
You haven't even tried the food yet. I don't... Shut the fuck up, Phoenix. Damn.
This must be the table where the poisoning occurred. The stain tells the story very well. The whole area is still cordoned, thank you, off with police tape. I guess it must be still there. It must still be under investigation.
Corded? Shouldn't it be corded? Like, what the fuck is corded?
I don't know. Wait, I didn't find the magenta. Magatama. My bad. Listen, I can't words sometimes.
Sometimes?
Shut up. I legit thought that was going to give me the excuse I needed to, like, just thoroughly snoop up the place, but...
You thoroughly snooped it up, and yet...
No Magmatama. And also no Maya.
So, I guess, talk to that guy on your own? No?
Examine on my own? The pigeons are so busy pecking at the seeds, they don't notice anything else. Seeing those birds eat with such intense focus. And it reminds me of Maya when she's scarfing down a burger.
It fills me with determination!
This is where I found the job listings magazine before. A guy like me carrying around a magazine like that kind of gives the wrong impression. I guess I better give it back to the old man once his investigation's over. Why do you even need it for this investigation?
What relevance does the job listings magazine hold? Other than it was left there, so you're like, huh, look at this thing, I'll pick it up.
And the old guy's like, hey, get that bag, that's mine. And you're like, nope, it's mine now.
You throw it away, it's mine!
Right, like what the fuck, Phoenix?
Like, no, I just set it down over there. Like, what?
You don't see parks like this anymore. What a great place for kids to play. But the old man's the only one here, chucking seats at the pigeons. Maybe he's scaring the kids away.
Probably. I mean, can you imagine, like, being a kid and, like, walking up to the park and seeing this old guy just throwing, like, seeds at the pigeons?
I think even the kids were like, let's go somewhere else.
Yeah, let's, I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to be around that old guy. He looks angry. Why don't we just not?
Yeah. When I think back to when I was young, I wonder what I found so great about playing in a sandbox.
Because it's literally a sandbox and you can build whatever the fuck you want? I mean, isn't that the point of a sandbox?
I don't know. I guess maybe I'll come back here in the middle of the night one of these days to relive it. On second thought, being arrested by Gumshoe would be too embarrassing to bear.
What? I mean, there's nothing technically illegal about a man going to the park in the middle of the night and playing in the sandbox.
Yeah?
Definitely very weird, but nothing illegal, as far as I'm aware.
Well...
Unless there's, like, some sort of curfew in place, in which case, like, I guess. But even so, like...
Maybe it'd just be weird to see a middle-aged man in a park designed for kids.
Playing in the sandbox.
Yeah.
Again,
like, weird, but not illegal?
Yeah, and, like... I mean... Shit, why not?
Also, I call him middle age, but he's only 1 year older than I am. Yeah. Oops.
You're old.
I'm only 25.
You're middle-aged.
Looks like they have Maggie in questioning. Guess I've asked her pretty much everything. I'll come back if there's anything else I need to ask her later. Wait, before I do that. This guy going to his room, there's nothing for him to do right now, so he's catching some disease.
Wow.
Poor Maya. Looks like Mr. Armstrong really taking a shine to her. I suppose I'll just let her work in a restaurant for a while. I'll go pick her up on from Trey's Bands once things have cooled off. Hey, at least she has a job now.
Yeah.
Like, hear me out.
Yeah.
She's been leeching off of you and your lawyer job for so long.
So, like, and even then, it sounds like it's not really all that well paying because it's barely enough to like keep the lights on,
right?
Supposedly, and also like barely pay for food. So like,
so the fact that you have to pay for yourself and Maya when you barely make enough as it is probably for the best.
Yeah, honestly.
Okay.
Also, I get the feeling that her holding this waitressing job, if she actually sticks with it, would probably be more like reliable than. Well, pal, what have you found yet? Have you found the evidence yet? The one that's gonna find her innocent?
I like how you just cut yourself off mid-sentence to voice come true.
I mean, he just... Hey, pal!
I mean, fair enough, but I expected you to at least finish your thought before you immediately...
Anyway, what I was trying to say is I think that her holding down the job would be more reliable than Phoenix taking on the cases and whatnot. At least currently, because it seems like...
He doesn't really take a lot of cases.
Yeah, we've had a total of, 15 across 3 years?
Let's see. There was...
So there was 5 for the first game, 4 for the second one, and they were in the third game, and this makes 3 so far, so 5 and 4, so we're at what, 12?
Yeah?
12 cases across 3 years.
Fuck. Do you think he does cases that just aren't in the game? Like that aren't, like, important enough to really...
Like, what, he's like in traffic court or something, defending against, like, speeding tickets or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Or like weird like traffic violations when there's like nothing actually committed wrong.
So like nothing really important enough to tell in a game or tell, you know, the audience, but
maybe that's what it is, that he just does like a lot of like minor
like odd jobs or odd, I guess, lawyer jobs.
Like well, he's a public defense attorney, right?
Yeah, so probably just taking like small cases that don't really need to be shown.
And that's probably why they don't pay very well, is because there's small cases, like not small claims court, but like the step just above that is probably where he mostly operates and whatnot.
Yeah.
So when he gets big cases like this, it's, you know,
that's where the cash flow comes from, basically.
The major cash flow, anyway. The rest of it's just enough to get by.
Yeah.
So, maybe. Assuming that even any of that's actually correct, and it's not just, he's only had 12 cases ever.
Honestly, though, the fact, if it were the thing where he only has 5 cases, or not 5, 12 cases, and by the end of this game, there's 5, so...
That would put us at, what, 14? 5, 4.
So, yeah, 14. If he really only did have 14 cases in his career, when he's done with the third game, it honestly would make sense why he's homeless in a follow-up.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it's like, gee, you're a lawyer, but you've only had 14 cases in 3 years, and you became homeless? I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, I like to imagine that, like, he does a lot of, like, really small cases, like, on the side in between the big cases like this. Mostly defending against, like parking and traffic violations and whatnot.
Yeah. It makes the most sense.
Yeah. And if he doesn't, well then, geez.
Right.
How does he stay open for so long when he doesn't have... It's been an entire, like, what, 6 months or something since the last case?
Mm-hmm. And heck, we say 14 cases, but technically he didn't even get paid for the very first one when he defended Larry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nor did he get... I don't think he gets paid for any of the ones against Payne either. Does he?
I would imagine he would.
I mean, with the tutorial cases, so I mean...
Because, I mean, the one with Larry was just because he was helping a friend out. But, I mean, in the second game, we were defending Maggie again. so I'm pretty sure he got paid for that.
Right. Maybe?
And also, wait a minute. So it would actually be well, if we don't count the one where he didn't get paid, the Larry one, that bumps it down to 13. And technically, the first case in this game was a flashback to a one from Mia. So that wasn't even
before he was even actually like a lawyer thing. So
that wasn't even his case.
That bumps it down to 12.
Yeah.
And then there's the one in the first case where we're defending Larry. What was that for again? He got
his girlfriend got murdered in her apartment.
Right. Okay.
But anyway, no, not yet. We've only just started an investigation.
Well, whatever you need to know, I'll give you the dirt on it. I'm putting off all my other cases for now, pal.
Nope, she's really fired up about this.
He's got a crush on Maggie. Of course he's fired up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one more thing. The retrial's been approved. Court's sitting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And Godot's gonna be the prosecutor.
Oh. Him.
Now listen up, pal. If Maggie's found guilty again...
Yes?
I'll make sure you get locked up for it. Got it?
What? You can't do that.
Yes, I can, because you... did a poor job representing her in court. I can arrest you for that.
That's not an arrestable offense.
I'll put you away for good, pal.
You need a charge for that, sir.
I'll find one. I will.
Okay. This must be the chief of detectives here. He's glued to his computer screen. What? Poison coffee waitress gets a retrial? I knew it. I knew there was something funny about the taste of that coffee. Okay, who brought me this coffee today? Hands up. Yeesh. Have a little faith in your subordinates. Quit serving the net, chief. Sorry, I was just, Things feel pretty tense in here. Jeez. No matter what, whenever I come in here, that mascot's there to greet me. You got that right, that's the blue badger. It was my idea, and I made it. Now it's the national symbol of the police force. So what's the pink one? It's new, right? Yup, meet the pink badger. So one's called blue and the other's called pink, but they're both called badger? You got it, they're married. So should I expect baby badger next time I'm in here? Unnecessary romance plots! Extremely unnecessary, because it's even a background character. Not even a character, it's just a fucking plush toy.
We come in later and there's a fucking, like, really, really small, like, purple one. Baby badger.
Yeah, pretty much. I know I briefly mentioned this, but I actually am always annoyed when it... Maybe it's just because I'm aromantic, but I don't mind, like, romance stories. Like, especially if, like, it's a movie, like, designed for it, like you know, rom-coms or whatever.
Sure.
But, like, when you're just playing a game or watching a movie or that has, like, anything in it, there's, like, usually, not always, but, like, 99% of the time, there's, like, some romance plot thrown in that's, like, really not needed.
I mean, I think it would depend upon the context and what it is you're playing and or watching.
It just feels like there's, like in 90, maybe not even 99, but, like, 90% of games or movies, there's always some kind of side romance plot happening in the background or like just like it's like the B story or whatever, and it's like...
I mean... Maybe. Is there one in particular that, like, really irks you?
It's just everywhere, man. Like, take fucking superheroes, for example, right? Spider-Man.
Sure.
Every single Spider-Man, there's always been some kind of side plot for romance. Whether it's, like, the ones with Tobey Maguire, with the Mary Jane, you know, stuff, or the what's his name? Andrew Garfield. With, Gwen Stacy, thank you. Or even into the Spider-Verse with Gwen again. You know, a different Gwen, but still.
I mean,
I don't know, it's just like, why is there always romance plots and stuff that really don't need it? Like, this is a superhero movie. Do we need romance? Like, is it necessary?
Well, I mean, even since the creation of, like, Superman, the first, like,
was
the first superhero, Lois Lane.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole reason he got into saving anybody was because he found Lois Lane attractive.
Right, and, like, you know, Indiana Jones, it seems like in every single one of the movies there's always a new girl, you know? That, I mean, I guess technically...
but they don't really focus on there being, like, a
it's
relationship, they're just working together.
Yeah, but then, like, it, like, turns into a romance thing. Like Jurassic Park, for example, all those movies, you know, they're trying to survive while they're being, you know, attacked by these dinosaurs that are trying to kill them. But of course, they've always got to make time for that side romance plot, you know?
I mean, I guess I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It's a cheap, easy tactic to, you know, develop drama.
I guess. It's just annoying to find it, like, literally everywhere. Like, if it were just, like, in one or two, or, you know, maybe, like, let's say 30% of movies or, you know, video games or whatever, fine, I could deal with it. But the fact that it's, like, in, like, 90% of all things, it's like, jeez Louise, can I go one game without a side romance plot?
I think you might be reading a little bit too heavily into it.
I guess.
I mean, surely not 90% of all, like, media that you consume has some sort of romance subplot in it, right?
Okay, well, can you name one that... Can you name a few... Let's say 5. Name 5 movies or video games or whatever that do not have romance side plots.
Okay. First, let's go to your Steam list right here. Armello, none.
Okay.
Baba Is You, none.
Story.
Batman,
Let's say
Kyle.
story. Okay. Let's say story based. All right.
Story based.
Story based. Because Armello and Bob Is You. You know, Bob Is You is a puzzle game. Armello, again, I guess it's also kind of a puzzle game.
Nancy Drew.
Okay.
I take that back. Technically, she has a boyfriend.
That is true. Yeah.
And she. All right. Outer Wilds. There you go.
Yeah, that one didn't have romance. I'm grateful with that. Okay, so that's 1.
Portal.
Okay, 2.
I mean, story-driven, but also a puzzle game, but story-driven.
Okay.
Let's see. I mean, SpongeBob, of course.
Well, yeah, because he's asexual, which I appreciate. So, 3.
Yeah, and that's from the actual creator himself.
Yes, I
by
know.
the way.
Yeah, and I really do appreciate.
It was less
that.
for you, but more for the people.
Yeah.
But,
I appreciate the representation. Because, dude, sorry, I don't mean to get off track, but because it kind of blew up recently, and I was like, you remember how obsessed I was with SpongeBob when I was younger, right? Like, my old room, it was decked out completely with, I had SpongeBob bed sheets, SpongeBob curtains, my light switch had SpongeBob stuff on it, I had SpongeBob-themed birthday parties, so I still have SpongeBob plates, SpongeBob pillows.
I'm pretty sure your actual, like, light switch was SpongeBob's nose.
Yeah, it was. So
anyway, yeah.
Yeah. So I just think I'm not nearly as obsessed as I am anymore, obviously, but I just think it's cool that one of my favorite, you know, characters ended up being actual representation to my sexual identity, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
that is actually really cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. There, Star Wars, Jedi Fallen Order. There's no romance subplot in that, right?
I guess not. Okay, so that's what? That's 4?
Yeah, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Not the MMO, but like the actual, like, Knights of the Old Republic video
I never
games.
played it, but alright.
Let's see. So, let's see, there, that's 5. I would say Halo, but by the time you hit, like, Halo 3 and 4, Chief Cortana have, like, this weird, like, thing going where she's, like, obsessed with being with him, and it's weird.
Anyway,
so, there's a subplot there, so that's not a good example.
Right. Well, you did manage to find 5, so thank you, I guess. But
Katamari Damacy. There you go.
I guess that's not exactly very story-driven, though.
I thought the whole story was you got to roll up.
I mean, yeah, it's basically a story as much as Mario is a story.
Which again, Mario, prime example of.
Oh come on, Mario and Peach.
That's what I'm saying. Like prime example of how like subplot.
Yeah, but it's still romance in a game that's
not subplot. Actually, that's the main like point is the fact that he's running to rescue his girlfriend or something.
Right. So you can't use that as an example.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm glad you were able to point out 5 games that.
Luigi's Mansion.
Sure. But anyway, I'm just saying that the majority. All right. Can I just say the majority of media has some kind of romance side plot?
I mean, I do understand that in a lot of games it is actually very like prominent and prevalent. Like I mean, all of your classic like RPGs, Mario, Zelda, even Kid Icarus, I would argue to a certain extent. Because isn't the whole thing you're trying to run around and like rescue Palutena?
I don't know if they're...
Or is it just like heaven? And Palutena's like...
I feel like Palutena and Pit is more of a teacher-student relationship.
Right.
So I don't really think that counts as romance. I mean, I don't know, honestly.
But on the same token, because there are so many like sexual identities and whatnot out there, it's nice to see more representation across the entire spectrum rather than just so much of the straight stuff. I will admit
that's fair.
There is like a lot of like straight only media, and if you have even the slightest representation of anything regarding trans, gay, lesbian,
I'm not mad at
from the LGBTQIA plus community.
I'm not mad at representation. I'm not mad at representation at all. As a matter of fact, like I think that even makes it kind of tolerable for me, I guess, because I'm like normally like, ugh, another romance side plot. But then when it's like, you know, like two guys or two girls or something, like
something you don't see nearly as often.
Right, I'm like, okay, you know what? I mean, yeah, it is romance, but I can forgive it.
Because I mean, don't get me wrong, there is definitely a lot of media out there about romance for honestly a lot of really like not great representative like relationships.
Right, like, so, like, even if I don't like romance all that much, I can still be like, hey, it's representation, I get it, you know, like, I'm not gonna be too harsh, like, oh, yeah, it's more romance, but you don't see this too often, so I'll give it a pass, you know? Anyway, so, sorry about my whole rant about that. It's just something that I find annoying sometimes.
Well, what was the name of the game? Is it Celeste, I think it is, that, like, ever like a bunch of like gamers were like really angry and upset about because she had like the trans flag and also the like pride flag and like little tiny ass little like thing behind her desk monitor.
Yeah, I remember that, and I was like,
and it's like why do you care that much? It's not shoving it down your throat. It's just a thing that's there. It's just a knick-knack.
Yeah,
literally a knick-knack that's just there.
And
it's not like focused on.
It's for one screen at the very end of the game. You have to get through the entire game to even see it.
So then, like...
yeah, I don't know, man. People are crazy.
People get upset over the smallest of things. Also, shout out to fucking, what was it? What's the name? Is it One Angry Gamer, I think, is making that Traders of America list or whatever?
One Angry Gamer, oh, fuck that guy. Although I think it's hilarious. Trader. He put Kid Icarus on the list, and he's European.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. Put the British guy as a traitor to America, apparently.
Pretty sure also you put Nerd Cubed on there.
Again, British.
And Markiplier, who's like I guess technically he's American, but like.
Yeah, he's American. I mean, he's Vietnamese, but he lived his entire life here, so I mean.
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was like a PewDiePie where he was another person.
No. Markiplier's. I'm pretty sure Markiplier's been in America his entire life. He has Vietnamese, you know, blood, or basically. Well,
heritage.
Blood's the wrong term to use. You know what I mean? Heritage.
And
it's like how I'm Italian. You know.
And the other bit's what? German? I think he said.
Yeah.
What a strange combination.
Yeah.
Nothing against it, of course.
Right. I mean, I don't know. You could say the same about me, I guess, because I'm German and Italian and Scottish and Irish. So, I don't know.
I don't know. Something about just German Vietnamese. It just sounds like a weird combo. Again, nothing against it. It just seems funny.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just
For me, that vaguely reminds me of like. I think Craig has some heritage where, I guess there's these two countries at war, but he has heritage of both those countries in him, or something. I don't remember what it was.
I don't know. Craig, like, the most heritage I know regarding him is just the fact that he's, like, Latino.
Yeah. But, I mean, he also has some European, because he's half white, half Mexican, so...
With it being Craig specific, because he's a guy, do I still call him Latino, or would it be Latinx?
Dude, I think it depends on what they prefer.
Well, like, I just want to make sure
I think the reason people have been pushing for Latinx is to just, you know...
It's a gender neutral, so
yeah.
I guess my question is, do I still call him Latino because he is male and he identifies as such, or
I think again, I think the reason people are trying to push for Latinx is just to get rid of the male-centered view of society. I guess
I'm just trying to.
So I don't even think it matters if he's male.
Well, I thought
because it basically just saying Latinx is to get rid of because everything's.
So like.
What am I trying to say?
Gender-centric?
Yeah. Yeah, just to make it, like, less heavily male-focused, I guess.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily even
focused,
but...
I had a good way of explaining this once, I just can't come up with the words right now, you know? I don't know.
I'm not trying to, like...
Yeah.
Command you or something.
Right. I remember when I was talking to Craig about it, I put it in a really elegant way that I just don't remember how I put it now. Like I'm having trouble finding the words. Oh well.
Back to Phoenix, Wright?
Right, but before we do, we were talking about heritage and whatnot, and I don't even talk to Dalton anymore. But I remember something funny about him was that when he took a DNA test, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And did the family tree thing, you know.
What, like 23andMe or something?
I don't even remember what it was, but he found, like, ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
And one of his ancestors was, what was the guy? The outlaw.
Gonna have to be a little more specific.
What's his fucking name? Like the Old West.
Jesse James?
Jesse James, yes.
Billy the Kid?
Jesse James.
Okay.
One of Dalton's ancestors is Jesse James. And one of Dalton's ancestors is also the guy who killed Jesse James.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
How?
I don't know.
I mean, what?
Yeah. So it's just kind of one of those things, I guess.
I guess.
Anyway, back to Phoenix, right? We've been talking... This whole episode has been nothing but us... Again. Wasn't the last episode also...
I just hope that the people at least appreciate us, like, just discussing things.
I hope so, too. He's owing something to himself. Hitting the ass is like hitting a fast-forward button on your life. What? No, that's too obscure. You don't really get it. You'll die before your time idea. I need something more direct. Something a bit more lighthearted. Something like, hitting the gas is your passport to paradise. You must be coming up with new slogans for a safety campaign. Okay.
Hitting the gas is like hitting the fast forward button in your life?
Yeah, I don't know, man. So, the guilty party is Maggie Bird, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's me. I thought that was still Gumshoe. Back when she was on the police force, you were her mentor when she was a rookie, right?
Yeah, I kept a close eye on her. I mean, not too close, you know. Hey, what's with the funny looks, pal? I was just hurt. It wasn't anything like... Look, sure, I was her boss when she was doing her training, but that was it. Nothing happened.
Gumshoe sure is sweating up a storm over nothing. Ah, so that's it. Our big old Gumshoe has a little crush on Maggie. We already knew this, Phoenix.
He literally mentioned it.
Yeah.
Like,
when we defended her last time.
Right. And also, I'm pretty sure it was brought up again at this point because he was like, yeah, I had a crush on her, but she had a boyfriend and she was taken, so I wasn't going to interfere.
Right.
I don't like her or anything. Baka. I was...
Note to self, gossip with Maya about this later.
Look, pal, don't tell anyone, okay? We've got to keep it a secret. Got it?
Sure. That does not include Maya.
Phoenix, you're kind of a dick.
Yeah.
And not even like in a good way, like Gumshoe. Like, you're just an asshole.
Jeez.
Gossip with Maya about this. What the fuck is wrong with you?
And would you mind not guessing at what I'm thinking all the time?
Hey, tell your face, pal. Not me. You have to be blind not to see what's on your mind.
So I was wondering, could you fill me in on the victim?
Glenn Elg.
Glenn Elg? Glenn Elg?
I want to point out his name is the same forward and backwards. And it's annoying.
It is.
He was a computer programmer.
I see. A programmer.
He was just a regular Joe, working for a small-town computer firm. Maggie never had any contact with the guy before that day. And all she did was take him his coffee on the day of his murder, pal.
Yeah, Maggie had also claimed to have never seen the guy before. Did the victim ever go to the restaurant often?
Not according to the chef. Said it was the first time he'd seen the guy.
A programmer, and a first-time customer at that. What possible reason could Maggie have to kill a guy like that?
That's what I thought. But the motive was still somehow established in her trial.
You're kidding. What was her supposed motive?
Sorry, pal. I'm real busy. I haven't even gotten enough time to sift through these papers. Look into it yourself, okay?
How could you not know? You
Like,
think...
dude, you just have to be like, well, what they said that her fucking murder was this. Here's the file on it. Like,
Or, like, even if you don't have the file, if you
Just be
were...
like,
if you,
they-
like,
they
follow
tried to
this...
establish that her false motive was blah blah blah.
Right. You think you just know it offhand. If it was, like...
Especially since it's a case you seem to care about, considering not only was she once your trainee,
Yeah.
but also like a coworker, and also you have a crush on her, so you've got like 3 different reasons to care about this case.
And you
Give me
can't
a fucking thing to work
yeah,
with,
you
dude.
can't even remember what her fake motive was?
Like, come on.
What could this motive have been? Okay, well... In the next episode, we'll
Fucking useless.
we'll try not to go off on fucking tangents.
Again. But we probably will, because it's like, at this point, 80% of the content.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, see you guys next time.
Bye.